Right now, more than 100 homes have been destroyed and over 85 square miles have burned across southern Georgia. As two massive wildfires continue to burn at the Georgia-Florida line, the Highway 82 fire in Brantley County alone has scorched 22,600 acres and is now officially the most destructive wildfire in Georgia's history. On Sunday, weekend rain pushed Brantley containment from 6% to 32%, the largest single-day jump of the entire response. By Tuesday, Governor Brian Kemp told reporters, "A little bit of rain is going to help us, but it's not going to get us out of this situation. We're going to be in this for a while." Nationally, 1.8 million acres have burned year to date, nearly double the 10-year average and the highest figure since 2017. Forecasters warned that this weekend's expected rain could include thunderstorms, meaning lightning and brand new fires before the current ones are out. 767 fires in Georgia in 30 days. But here is the detail that should stop you cold. The fuel feeding the most destructive wildfire in Georgia history was placed there 18 months ago by Hurricane Helene. The fallen trees and snapped limbs Helene scattered across South Georgia in September 2024 were never cleaned up. They sat in the woods through the winter, drying out under exceptional drought, until an aluminum balloon and a welder's spark turned 85 square miles of accumulated wreckage into ash. Here is how we got here. On Saturday, April 18th, a stray spark from a welding operation on a gate fell to the forest floor in Clinch County, near the Florida state line. The fire that started moved into dry pine forests and swampy lowlands. By Tuesday, it had burned more than 7,000 acres. 2 days later, on Monday the April 20th, an aluminum party balloon, likely from a child's birthday, drifted into a live power line in Brantley County. The arc ignited the dry grass beneath. Within 48 hours, the Highway 82 fire had destroyed 47 homes. Within 4 days, 87. By Friday, April 24th, Governor Kemp toured the damage by helicopter. He told reporters at the Waycross-Ware County Airport that the Brantley and Pineland Road Fires were the two largest, most problematic wildfires in the country. He declared a state of emergency for 91 Georgia counties. By Saturday, the Brantley fire had doubled in size overnight. Brantley County Manager Joey Kaysen told residents in a Facebook video that the fire basically doubled last night in size. It is a dynamic fire event that will be impacted by the wind. Mandatory evacuations expanded across Happy Hollow, Hawks Landing, and Drury Court. A curfew ran from 8:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. east of the Satilla River. By Sunday, weekend rain arrived. Containment on Brantley jumped from 6% to 32%. Crews on Pineland Road held the perimeter to roughly the same footprint for 4 straight days. For the first time since the fire started, officials had a window. Then on Tuesday, Kemp warned the window was not the same as the way out. Now zoom out. The system driving this destruction is exceptional drought stacked on top of accumulated wreckage. The Keetch-Byram Drought Index across the affected counties is approaching 700. The maximum on the scale is 800. Afternoon humidity is dropping into the low 20% range. On April 27th, Agriculture Commissioner Tyler Harper and the Georgia Environmental Protection Division declared a statewide Level 1 drought response. 146 Georgia counties are now designated primary natural disaster areas. But the drought alone did not produce these fires. It dried out the fuel. The fuel was already there. Seth Hawkins, spokesperson for the Georgia Forestry Commission, told the Associated Press that there is a ton of old Hurricane Helene debris down in the woods. He said the way Helene just threw everything down like matchsticks, there is only so much you can do, short of bulldozing everything. There are big pockets of woods where people don't walk in around much, so it just kind of gets left there. NASA's Earth Observatory confirmed the fuel signature from orbit. Landsat 8 imagery from April 23rd shows the burn zones in false color, vegetation green, scorched ground gray, active fronts orange. The infrared signal of the Helene debris field is visible from space. That is how an aluminum balloon and a welder's spark produce 85 square miles of charred ground. And here is what is not making headlines. These fires did not appear out of nowhere. They landed on top of a fire season already breaking records. 1.8 million acres burned nationwide year to date, nearly double the 10-year average, highest figure since 2017. The National Interagency Fire Center's May outlook now warns of above-normal wildfire potential across all of Florida, the southeast Atlantic coast, Arizona, and New Mexico. In the last 30 days alone, the Georgia Forestry Commission has responded to 767 fires statewide. 80 additional fires popped up just since Sunday. The same conditions that produced Brantley and Pineland Road are still in place across the state's southern half. And the embers are not staying inside the lines. After surveying the Brantley fire by air on April 24th, Kemp told reporters, "We flew over a patch that was a small burned area where you had an ember from the fire a mile away that blew and landed somewhere else." Therefore, the containment percentages on the maps describe contained edges. They do not describe contained sky. And here is what happens next. The Storm Prediction Center's outlook for the coming weekend shows a high chance of rain across the affected counties. It also shows a possibility of thunderstorms. Thunderstorms produce lightning. Lightning produces new fires. On the Pineland Road Fire, crews are now running strategic firing operations, intentionally burning ground inside the evacuation zone before the wildfire arrives to do it uncontrolled. Don Thomas, Public Information Officer for the Georgia Incident Management Team, on the rationale, timing is everything. Translation: the only way to stop the fire from advancing is to remove its fuel by burning it first. Full containment of Pineland Road is not expected until late May. The annual seasonal summer burn ban for 54 Georgia counties begins May 1st. And Johnny Sabo, director of the Georgia Forestry Commission, brought up a specific historical precedent at his Tuesday press conference. He wasn't asked, he cited it because it is the closest analog for what crews are actually fighting now. In 2011, a single lightning strike during an active drought period ignited the Okefenokee Swamp, roughly 30 miles east of where Pineland Road is currently burning. The same dry pine forest, the same swampy lowlands, the same peat-rich ground. Crews engaged the fire immediately. The peat layer underneath began to burn downward into the ground itself. Above-ground tactics could not reach the fuel. That fire burned for just shy of a year. Crews never extinguished it. It was finally smothered by sustained rainfall, not by suppression efforts. 767 fires in Georgia in 30 days. 100-plus homes destroyed. 85 square miles burned. 2 fires still active, both held to a footprint by personnel rather than extinguished by weather. The drought that drove these fires is still in place. The Helene debris that fed them is still in the woods. The forecast for this weekend includes rain and possibly the lightning that started Okefenokee in 2011. Right now, embers are still landing a mile beyond the lines. Crews are still running strategic burns inside evacuation zones. The Pineland Road Fire is held to the same footprint it had 4 days ago. The Highway 82 fire is at 32% containment, climbing toward an estimate that runs through late May. The 2011 fire that started in the same swampland burned for just shy of a year. These fires aren't out, they're held inside lines. Those are not the same thing. If this story is worth telling, subscribe. We cover more of these every week.